I am a Reva and I was taught how to pray Salah.
That means every single time I pray,
the person who told me gets the reward.
5 times a day, from Fajr to Isha.
If you want to support someone like me in learning Salah,
Then sponsor 10 people for just £100.
remember the Prophet, peace be upon him, said,
Charity does not decrease wealth. Click the button and donate now.
Assalamu alaikum guys, and welcome to another episode of Smile to Jannah. Alright guys, a lot to get through in this video. Let's jump straight into it. The first video.
As ceasefire talks continue in Qatar, Israel is keeping up its attacks across Gaza. Hospital officials say at least 16 Palestinians were killed this morning, 8 of them children, when it bombed a crowd queuing for nutritional supplements in Deir al-Balah.
Literally yesterday, as they were queuing up for, they're calling it supplements, but let's be honest, it's aid, yeah? They need this stuff to survive. These children are lining up and they've just been wiped out. No global outrage, just a little reporting. It's not being discussed on these chat shows. People aren't being forced to condemn it. It's not being played over and over again. You know the drill, ladies and gentlemen. But the main thing that I want to draw your attention to is this.
Israel's plans to move Gaza's population to a camp in Rafah is being condemned across the globe as a slaughterhouse and a war crime. Israel still maintains it will be a humanitarian city.
Israel has been bombing Gaza to smithereens. It's literally flattened it. Now, right at the bottom of it, there's a place called Rafah. They want to build we're saying it's a concentration camp, yeah? They're calling it re-education camp. Where have we heard that from? Obviously, it was mentioned in China. And we know Israelis love bashing China and saying, look what's going on the Muslims over there. Okay. But you're doing exactly the same thing over here. So if there was outrage over there, then surely there should be outrage over here as well, you hypocrites. So they're going to be shifting all the Palestinians into this place. Now they're using terms like, oh, it's a city. That's what we're going to, oh, okay. Are there going to be banks there, schools there, hospitals? Are you going to be creating an infrastructure? Are there going to be passports, airport? Let's see.
But admits Palestinians housed there won't be allowed to leave.
Hey, what kind of city is this? You get to come in, but you don't get to come out. What the hell is this? What kind of sick, twisted, weird concept is this? Call it what it is, you weirdos.
It's here where Israel wants to build a camp, what it's calling it.
Is it a summer camp? Yeah, but this camp you don't get to leave and we're going to re-educate you. How are you going to do that when we're free, apparently, and you don't rule over us? Yeah, about that.
A humanitarian city for 600,000 Palestinians before it's expanded to include Gaza's entire population of 2.1 million.
In other words, it's the whole of Gaza. Let's be honest. They're going to enforce a more brutal form of occupation. Literally taking them over, locking them into this place, re-educating them, brainwashing them, bullying them, torturing them. Ladies and gentlemen, is this the 21st century? Is this the 21st century, ladies and gentlemen? How on earth can someone be seen to defend these individuals? You know that YouTuber Ethan Klein, a guy approached him and his wife and asked them to say free Palestine and condemn what's going on. And they did. And I looked at the comments and it was interesting because they were saying that we know these two, him and his girlfriend, are pro-Palestine. But the fact that they're being pressurized enough that they can't admit this on camera without there being outrage is progress enough. Because anyone that is seen defending Israel, I'm sorry, but you have no leg to stand on.
Okay, this is big.
He's right, it is big, yeah? And like it says, Israel's own lawyer admits war crimes. Man, these guys are really losing ground.
His own lawyer has denounced his own state for its intent to commit a war crime and crime against humanity. This is Eyal Benvenisti. He represented Israel at the International Court of Justice, the highest court on earth. This is where Israel was forced to defend itself against genocide charges brought by South Africa. Let's be clear here, by the way. Benvenisti was completely and utterly wrong in his defense of Israel. against the charge of.
You know what's crazy? This guy was the one that they brought forward to defend them. And even this guy is like, yeah, nah, I'm done. I'm done with these people.
E.L. Benvenisti has penned his article alongside the Israeli philosopher Chaim Gans, and it's entitled "Our Duty to Explain Israel's Operation to Concentrate and Move Population in Gaza is a Manifest War Crime."
Exactly. Yeah. What they're doing now is textbook war crime. It doesn't get more textbook than this. I wanted to show you this interview as well.
What evidence is for this very serious claim that the Israeli Defense Force is actually shooting children as they queue for food? I mean, that's a very, very serious allegation. That's clearly a war crime if it's true.
Oh, okay, Richard. Oh, very, very passionate here. He's looking for evidence, mate, yeah? Oh, okay, let's see.
How do you back it up?
Okay, how is this guy going to back it up, yeah? Okay, give me your evidence of this war crime. Let's see.
Fortunately for me, Richard, I met those children.
Okay, evidence number one. I met those children. I was there. Okay.
Part of it is that this aid distribution point is so problematic, bizarrely, not only because we're seeing children shot and wounded there, but because it's trying to sideline humanitarian aid, which...
He's giving more explanation. Yeah, he's from UNICEF. Yeah, he's a UNICEF spokesperson, James Elder.
I had 400 distribution points. So UNICEF, we were part of 400 distribution points. We went door to door for malnutrition. This has been with a deliberate aim, a spoken aim, not mine, but a spoken aim to push people to the south. That's why there are now 4 distribution points.
Can you answer my question?
Yeah,
Can you answer my question? Are you deaf? Are you a moron? He literally opened his answer with, yeah, I met those kids. Is this guy really that dopey? Like, how on earth did he manage to put his shoes on in the morning and find his way to the show without getting run over by a bicycle? Count me shocked, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move on, yeah? Now, this bloke, this is an Israeli journalist. Yeah? He was, get this, Israeli journalist Israel Frey was arrested and questioned by the police. What crime did he commit? Who did he unalive? Yeah? How many banks did he rob, ladies and gentlemen? I'm sure you're curious like Richard was, yeah? For posting on X. What the flip? For posting on X. Alright, what was he posting on X? The world is a better place. Following the news that 5 Israeli soldiers were killed in Gaza. This guy is a based individual right here. The world is a better place this morning without 5 young men who participated in one of the most brutal crimes against humanity. Is posting on X. Apparently, freedom of speech, ladies and gentlemen. Freedom of speech. In Israel, the only democracy in the Middle East, might I add, yeah? An ally of the West, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you know this, just in case you forgot. And if that's not all, have a look at this. BBC staff say, yeah? Remember, BBC is tax funded. It's not linked to any supposed government. They're supposed to be unbiased. They're neutral. But BBC staff say, we are forced to do pro-Israel PR, public relations. This was a devastating letter signed by over 100 BBC journalists. Underlines one of the great scandals of our age. More than 100 BBC employees have written a letter to the Director General Tim Davie complaining that the corporation has become a mouthpiece for Israel. Another case of freedom of speech, ladies and gentlemen. Another case for let's be in the middle. Like Richard was saying, let's hear the evidence. He was given the evidence in the first 5 seconds, said, can you answer my question, please? What a joke. And ladies and gentlemen, you know another joke? Francesca Albanese, yeah? She's the UN rapporteur.
I am the first UN person to be imposed a sanction for what?
And she's been sanctioned by the United States of America. The woman that's been speaking, probably one of the most respected, high-ranking voices against the genocide in the last year, because she's a Italian human rights lawyer, UN Special Rapporteur, and she speaks from a higher level and a level of knowledge. Let's see what she says.
For having exposed the genocide. Look, it's very clear what Israel is doing. We can deny, we can hide from the truth, but the truth is under our eyes. This is what I'm saying. I mean, it's people can continue to perform stupidity.
Francesca, don't speak about Richard like that, yeah? The guy just wanted his question to be answered. Don't take these digs, you know what I mean? You know Richard in English, I kid you not, ladies and gentlemen, short for Richard is Dick. It just makes sense. Honestly, like this is, look, before you get offended, this is the English language. Tom, Dick and Harry. That's Dick is Richard, Richard is a dick.
And we will be judged harshly. We are already judged harshly from many, especially the younger generations, which make no sense.
Respect to her, yeah? So they say that she should get the Nobel Peace Prize, which I am in agreement of. But look at this clip over here, ladies and gentlemen. Have a listen.
So I want to present to you, Mr. President, the letter I sent to the Nobel Prize Committee. It's nominating you for the Peace Prize, which is well deserved, and you should get it.
Thank you very much. This I didn't know.
Yeah, I don't think anyone knew. Peace Prize for what? And the guy giving him the recommendation, he's got an arrest warrant out for him by the International Criminal Court. What the fish is going on here, mate? Ladies and gentlemen, there's a saying. They say might is right. And today these guys, because they're powerful, they have technologies, they have all of these things with them, it doesn't matter if they're bumbling buffoons. They get listened to. Even countries like the UK have no choice but to tag along with what the US is doing. They may give it all of that, but when it comes to Israel, when it comes to United States, they are the biggest hypocrites there. I get it, yeah? Many of the leaders have said national interest. Then say national interest. Don't try and make it seem like you are the champions of human rights and you care about these things, because it just makes you look like fools. Just do what Israel is doing. Yeah, just come out with it. And ladies and gentlemen, we need to realize from our home levels as well. Israel is doing so well because of its influence, because of its power. Islam has the knowledge side of things, and Islam has the practical side of things as well. The knowledge sides of things, fiqh, aqidah, tazkiyah, and the likes, that's the knowledge side of things. The politics side of things also exists as well. The caliphate, and you've got where you need to do war, you do war. And these things are not being mentioned enough, and it is weakening the ummah. We need to educate ourselves of this. We need to create a generation, a young generation that is not too worried about their pronouns and about the level that they've reached on Fortnite and Call of Duty, but they are actually looking after themselves mentally, physically and spiritually. You've got kids that are addicted to games, Labubu dolls, being labeled with anything and everything under the sun, autism, ADHD and this and that, can't seem to string a couple of sentences in public because they're just so socially awkward. Ladies and gentlemen, we are creating weak people, and we need to realize that if we are to have any impact in this world, then gather the knowledge but turn it into action and turn it into something practical as well. Make sure that you are creating, and you yourselves, and I speak to myself before I speak to you, we are strong mentally, we are strong physically, and we are strong spiritually. We understand the religion holistically, and we don't just take from YouTube shorts what the deen is. We sit at the feet of scholars and we understand and we learn that the scholars on the members and the scholars on YouTube won't be able to say the complete deen. Why? Because obviously censorship and certain people talking about, hey, you know, everything is rosy and cozy, and I'm not going to mention certain names of people doing this and that because I don't want to be cancelled. Guys, we've got to be serious. You know what I mean? Let's leave it there. Until next time. Assalamu alaikum.